Right, sitting here, going to be another episode of Inside Hancock County. I am Mitch Gibson, joined by a pretty cool person. Now getting to learn a little bit more about what she does. I kind of have some common traits, I guess, on the graphic work or video thought type of passion. But she's got a kind of a unique passion that not many people have, and her tie into the community is really cool. And I think she's a person you guys are going to want to know. One, because of how important right now hand washing is and just overall sanitization in general. But two, how she works with some of the local businesses and has her products in their stores. And just kind of give you a little overall information about this lovely person right here. I already forgot how to pronounce her name, but it's Jeri with Indiana Soap Company, Jeri Reichanadter with the Indiana Soap Company. Kind of like the Terminator, but not. She said it's not even nice or not even fun to even try to pronounce. So that's why I asked her before. Glad I remembered. But Jeri, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk with me and learn a little bit more about yourself.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, no problem. So I guess to kind of get started, Hancock County in general, I guess you kind of focus a little bit more towards the Greenfield area probably. I know I've seen some of your stuff inside the Greenfield grind. I know you're drinking out of a Greenfield grind coffee mug.
Yes, I
Look at
am.
that. Local coffee shop doing great things. That's where I've seen a lot of your products. I am going to, guilty conscience here. I have not yet bought any of your products. I apologize. I'm going to now. I'm sorry. I know. Probably want to end the Zoom meeting, but it's gonna happen here once we get off the show. But Jeri, I guess for everybody to get to know a little bit more about yourself, where did you grow up? Where did you start from, and kind of how did you get into the soap company business?
So I grew up on the west side of Indianapolis, so I'm a lifelong Hoosier, and I went to school to be a newspaper photographer. Newspapers have gone by the wayside in print form as far as larger photo staffs, and I eventually went into healthcare. Now I'm a videographer at a hospital system. And one time, my husband and I went on vacation in San Diego, California, and bought some soap as a souvenir, some natural soap there. Fell in love with it. And we had never bought natural soap before. We had always been like a national brand type family. And we fell in love with it, started ordering it online, wanted to buy some locally, was having a hard time finding it. And somebody one time asked me, "Hey, do you want to take a soap making class with me?" And I was like, wait, I can make it? Like it just never clicked that I could actually make the stuff. Well, the thing is, when you make soap, you don't make like 1 bar of soap. You make 10 bars of soap at a time. Well, once I made the first 10, I wanted to try a different fragrance. So I did another 10. Well, then I wanted to do a different design. Now I've got 30 bars of soap. I've got 2 people in my house. So then I'm like, well, this is pretty nice soap. I wonder if I can sell it. And then Indiana Soap Company. That's the abbreviated version.
That's awesome. So Indiana Soap Company in general, did you like, where does Greenfield Hancock County come into play for you? Do you reside here in Hancock County, or kind of where did you say, okay, I'm going to try to get into some local businesses here in Hancock County?
So we live in Greenfield, Indiana. We moved to Hancock County in 2001, and we moved to Greenfield about 7 years ago. And so we've called it home for a long time. We love it here, and we think of ourselves as Greenfield people now. So when I started making soap, of course, I thought, well, I wonder if I can sell it locally. And I had some places reach out to me, and I reached out to a couple, and the rest is history. So we're at the Greenfield grind. We love it there. We can't wait until they reopen after the COVID-19.
Absolutely. Me neither.
Oh my goodness. We are all missing our lunches and I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a tea drinker, but I'm just missing it. I love the place. We've got some at the Riley Boyhood Home. It's also closed right now. We've got it at the Hancock Regional Hospital, and it's available to patients and hospital workers only because they're not allowing family members to come in. But it is also at Leo's Market and Eatery, and they are open for business. They're an essential business. So we've got it there right now.
Awesome. So now, like during this time, you being like you're not full fledged like working, as a first responder or as a nurse per se, but you are in the system of healthcare. I mean, the importance we're all hearing it. The importance of making sure we're washing our hands consistently, not touching our hand or not touching our face, not touching our mouths, avoiding that type of stuff. I mean, how important? I mean, whether it's your soap or anybody's soap. I mean, how important it is just to wash your hands completely. Correct. I mean, what's your take on the whole situation?
Yeah, from what I do work in healthcare, I work in the education department at a local healthcare system, and we've done a lot of education around this. It is important more than ever to wash your hands right now. It's great to use hand sanitizer. Use hand sanitizer if it is not available, but otherwise, wash your hands if you can with warm soapy water for a minimum of 20 seconds. That is singing the birthday song twice or singing the chorus of Staying Alive twice. It really doesn't take that long to do that. And don't touch your face. Like, you're probably okay to touch your face when you haven't touched anything else, but it's just not recommended. When I go to the grocery, I'm not touching my face.
Right. Now, with your soaps, I guess in general, to get a little bit more into your product, what's the process like, and what do you put in it, I guess, to help make sure that, because I'm completely dumbfounded by it. I could not tell you. I mean, what is it in a soap that is going to help disinfect your hands from disease, virus, or anything like that?
Well, so soap is a cleaning agent. So its whole job is to clean. There is nothing special that we had to add to the soap to make it clean for fighting against the COVID-19. Just the CDC saying just wash your soap with warm soapy water. So to make soap, you need a fat, you need a liquid, and you need a lye. So all of our soaps are vegan products, which means they don't have any like beef tallow or anything like that in them, and they don't have any goat's milk. So our oils are olive, coconut, and palm oil. So they're the coconut oil is actually pretty cleansing, and the other two oils are very moisturizing. So it's a very soft. I mean, the bars aren't soft, but it leaves your skin pretty soft. And then our liquid is distilled water, and then our lye is lye. You mix it all together, and then after about 24 hours, you can cut it into bars, because like I said, I make 10 at a time. We cut it into bars, and then 4 to 6 weeks later, then you can use it.
That's awesome. Now, on the fragrances, how many fragrances do you offer? Is it do you take order, or do you just say, okay, I'm going to have a specific, here's my 5 products that I'm going to offer, or do you say, okay, maybe someone requests a certain type? How does that look like in your mind?
I have way too many fragrances.
I guess you can't have enough. It's like telling Bath and Body Works they have to limit their stuff to 5.
Right. And that's what the industry says. It says you should have like 8 fragrances. I'm like, are you kidding me? I've got like 35 fragrances, and
Wow.
that's pared down from like 45. So what I do is if I see a new fragrance that sounds good and I order it and it smells good, I make it. And as long as it sells well, it comes back. If it doesn't sell well, we're never going to have that fragrance again.
Oh, wow. That makes sense. Now, do you take like orders from, if people, like if I wanted to say, hey, Jeri, I want to order, 26, bars of soap or 30 bars of soap, you can maybe mix up a concoction and see what would happen, correct?
Yeah. So we will we do custom orders. And most of the time people will want to, you have to really love a fragrance to order 20 bars of that same fragrance.
Right.
But if you are ordering it, say for your team or for a birthday party or for a wedding shower or something, I always encourage people not to order their favorite fragrance, because not everybody likes the same fragrance. So what we typically do in that instance is we might order, or we'll encourage them to order a variety of soaps from us, and then we can put their label in replace of our label here.
I see. Okay.
So like if you go into Riley's Boyhood Home there on Main Street, On here, you'll see the Riley logo. You won't see our logo, but you'll still see our logo here. And of course, we still have all of our information here. And they even custom named their soaps to go with some of the Riley's books.
That's pretty cool.
Poems and stuff. Yeah. So
do you do all your boxing and all of your printing and all that stuff as well?
Yes. Yeah. So all of our boxes, we order our boxes. They're 100% post-recyclable material. And then we rubber stamp them, and then we print the label on the back and stick them on there. It's all done
super cool.
Right here locally.
How often, I guess, with turnaround, I mean, how often do you have to, I mean, it's obviously a fun hobby of yours, but I mean, you spend lots of time, saying I'm going to make a big bulk of soap today and then see how long that lasts. How long does something like that last you?
Yeah, so the soap lasts for, I mean, a bar of soap can last for years. It's not going to expire. And like right after Christmas, we started, our busy season started right at Riley Days, where we were there at Bradley Hall,
Okay.
where the grind is. That started our busy season all the way through December. I was almost out of soap, and then I was making soap every night, like 40 to 60 bars every night for weeks. Right now I'm pretty stocked up, so I haven't made any soap. I was kind of frustrated when we started with our quarantine time, or not our quarantine, but our social distancing and our shelter in place, because I'm all stocked up on soap now. And now I've got time to make a ton of soap. But yeah, so during in the fall season, I start making it maybe 3 times a week. I'll make 30 or 40 bars at a time.
So you are out at Riley Days. So if people can find you there, or I guess the better question is, if somebody needed soap other than going to Leo's or to those places right now, is there a specific or a better place for them to, or a contact that they can call to get some, or what does kind of your operations look like now since this pandemic's kind of taken to place? Like if I wanted to call you right now and get some soap, what's the best way to do that?
So we have a website. It's indianasoapco.com. You can order directly on there. You can order, we are on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Indiana Soap Co. And you can order directly from there. And we are also on Market Wagon. So you can order our soap from Market Wagon and have it delivered with the rest of your orders.
Awesome. Well, that's great to hear. I will put all that information in the bio here after this podcast once we complete. And then also when we put the video out tomorrow, I'll make sure that all that information is out there for you guys to see. So go check out the video and find that contact information as well. And we'll regroup it before we pop off here. I guess, Jeri, to kind of rewind back to the younger, if you could go back, 25 years of your life and ask yourself, Jeri, the Jeri now, could you have ever seen yourself doing what you're doing, or what was your kind of goals and aspirations in life at that point in time in your life, and compared to where you are now?
25 years ago, I was in the newspaper business. I did picture editing. I did photography. I did a little bit of writing, and I loved that business, but I always had kind of a side hustle. I had horses back then, so I might have done riding lessons or did a little breeding or boarding. So I've always had a little something else going on. I've got a freelance photography and video business with my husband. So there's always been something. So I would have not in a million years dreamed that I would fall in love with making soap and body products. It just wasn't like I couldn't imagine that I could even do such a thing.
Right. I'm going to real quick. I'm going to share my screen with everybody. I just brought up your guys' your URL here for the Indiana Soap Company. That way everybody can see, how to find you. So I'm going to go ahead and share this screen with everybody so you can see what the website looks like. So if you go to www.indianasoapco.com, here's where you'll find the website. And you can scroll down through here and see some of their products and other soaps that they offer. You can see all the cool designs, colors, and then also fragrances that they have, and contact information up here. Learn more about them. And, like I said, the areas places that retail locations that they sell at, and then obviously you can get in contact with them directly. So I just wanted to show that quick little clip there of the website for everybody to see. And Jeri, you said you had horses. What kind of got you interested in that? Did you grow up on a farm of some sort, or kind of where did you gather that at? Because I know my better half is in love with horses, but we can't put him in the backyard here in the neighborhood, so it makes it a little tougher.
I grew up loving horses. I always was the one that wanted a pony under the tree, but I wanted my pony to be full-size horse. But I grew up in town in the city, and when I became an adult, that kind of became one of my goals, was to own a horse. And so I saved money and bought a horse and boarded it at a friend's house, and then saved more money and worked 3 jobs and did a side hustle. I made candles and just socked the money away and bought a tiny little farm. It was
That's awesome.
It wasn't like we didn't produce food. We just had our horses out there. So we had a little 8-acre horse farm in Anderson.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah,
now you're making candles and saving a little bit of money. What do you got next up your sleeve? You're gonna open up a zoo? What do you?
Yeah, maybe.
That's awesome. But no,
soap.
That's funny. Now for the soap company, I guess you guys have you obviously do a lot of great stuff locally in the community. You guys have a motivation or any type of, what your guys' mission statement could potentially be, that everyone can kind of get to know maybe what the business mind is behind it.
So right now, kind of our statement is shop small, stay safe, and wash your hands.
I like it. That's basic. I mean, that's basic, but straight to the fact. Especially during this time. I mean, shop local, stay safe, and what was the other one? Wash your hands. Yeah, that's huge right now. I think that's another reason why I kind of glad that we both ran into each other a little bit, was because this time is so important for people. Maybe we're at the peak of it to where maybe things might start slowing down a little bit, but still, it's still important for, I think, a wake up call for a lot of people. I know after this, I'm not going to stop taking care of myself on a health measure than I was before. Like, there's not going to be a day that I don't wash my hands 20 times now. I mean, it's just, it's a consistent habit that we're all doing. And maybe it is a good thing that, I'm not saying this whole thing's great, but maybe it's a good thing that kind of wakes up everybody and says, hey, take care of yourself a little bit more and those that are around you, because that's how you do get the flu. That's how you do get, other types of viruses from other people, because you don't take care of yourself at all. So I think it's really important that we got on here and had, put your 2 cents in on the situation, and obviously your soap. I'm anxious to try some. I'm going to go order some here in a few minutes and give it a try. And I'm probably going to actually run a little contest and see if we can get some out there for some people, and see if you guys can be of interest of any other local businesses around. So I do appreciate your time. I do appreciate you, having the local mindset, because I keep hammering on every show. The fact of, if we can continue to support those local businesses, small, medium, or large in our community, it's going to help make everybody's life a little bit easier and make the world go around. Because Dina Gundren with Penny Florist will say 60 cents out of a dollar, or 66 cents out of a dollar that you spend locally stays in Hancock County, stays in the county. And that does measures to me, and that moves minds. So that just tells you how important it is to support those local businesses, whether it's yours, whether it's the boutique down the street, whether it's Leo's Market, whether it's even any of your big food chain restaurants. I mean, that still goes around. And Greenfield Grind, hint hint, look at the cup. I need to get me one of those. I'm a porter coffee guy. I try to switch it up every once in a while. I go to porter, and I kind of have made a connection with Will, the owner there. It's kind of a place I just go and kind of almost talk with him a little bit and enjoy my morning. But I still go over and support my friends over at the Grind weekly as well. Since usually on Mondays too, because porter's not open on Mondays. So that's the differences there. But no, both great businesses. I'm glad we got on board here. Appreciate the engagement. If you do, please go follow her on social media. She does engage with everybody's posts, and it's super awesome. She is the key factor of what I'm trying to get to everybody of. If you want to make the world go around, you need to engage and help each other's social medias out, because her business is going to help mine, my business is going to help yours. But if we're not engaging everybody's stuff, it's not going to work. So help one another out. Go give her a follow, Indiana Soap Co. At Indiana Soap Co. on Facebook and Instagram. And then go check out the website, www.indianasoapco.com, to get some orders in today. So I guess, Jeri, do you have anything, I mean, for the community that you know, kind of, I guess, tugs at your heart, or do you have any shout outs you want to give to anybody locally?
Boy, I wish I could think. I'm afraid that if I say one, I'll forget some other ones.
Oh, hey, that's no worries. I totally understand it.
I love it. I love our community. I love shopping local.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
One question, last question I ask everybody before when I part ways on the show, and the reason I ask this is because I get different conversations with different people, you know, different generations of time. I like to hear the question or the answer that I'm getting ready to ask. You especially having your mind with a different couple things in life. If you have somebody who has a 50% down path A, 50% down path B, they love both paths. What would be a piece of advice you could give somebody in making that decision on what path they should take?
I would say pray about it.
That's good. That's the first time I've heard that one yet.
Yeah, I would say pray about which path is best for you, which path is best for your family. And I would also say, I mean, this is an old saying, and I didn't make it up, but if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. So,
I mean, third time I've heard that this week.
Yeah.
It's the truth, though. It is.
It is. And I'm not saying that I love every moment of making soap, but boy, I love most of them, and videography, and, like
Absolutely.
I started out in the newspaper business, and then when I didn't love it anymore, I left.
Well, hey, that's what it's about. And I think that's a lot of people don't understand. Like, you'll find out pretty quickly if it's something you love or you don't. And it's okay to change. Don't force yourself down something that you're not going to enjoy. Because I know I love what I do on a day-to-day basis with my insurance job, and then also the things I do on the side. It's a true blessing and something that I can see myself waking up and doing every single day for the rest of my life. And to say that at 24, people sometimes think I'm dumbfounded, but it's the truth. I mean, I thoroughly love what I'm doing. You thoroughly love what you're doing. And, if you have those two paths, hers is pray on a little bit and let the good Lord tell you, maybe throw you some hints on which way to go. So, Jeri, I do appreciate your time and effort. One more time, let everybody know your social media handles, where they can find you, what the website is, and also your business name once again.
On Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you'll find us at Indiana Soap Co. And on the internet, you'll find us at indianasoapco.com.
Perfect. Well, Jeri, I appreciate your time and efforts. Love what you're doing. I think it's going to be awesome. I'll continue to help push your stuff out, and continue to grow that relationship with you there. And keep doing what you're doing. You're making a difference, and that's what this is about. So I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate yours.
No problem. Everybody else, go ahead.
I have one other thing that I would like to tell you that I forgot to tell you.
Please, go ahead.
So my neighbor is a firefighter, and he came to me recently and asked for me to make him a bar of soap that was super exfoliating. And so we've developed a firefighter's bar for firefighters after they come in from the fire. They get pretty dirty. And along with that, we made a firefighter's companion bar for their loved one. They are not going to we made one that looks like flames. That's a companion bar. And $1 from every one of those bars will go to the Firefighter Cancer Support Network.
That's awesome. Is that on your website as well right now?
It is not.
Not yet. Okay.
Because the one bar, the one for the firefighter, him or herself, has only just cured. It just cured this week. So I need to get some pictures taken and get that up. And the companion bar is still curing. It's
Perfect.
only.
Well, I will, once you're done with that, I'm going to have you send me a picture of that. I'll make sure to blow it up on social media as well, and put a picture of that out this week for everybody to see if she gets that completed. But there you have it. $1 per bar, right?
Yep, of those two bars.
Of the two bars will go to the Indiana Firefighters Cancer Association.
it goes to the Firefighter Cancer Support Network.
There you have it. So I will
organization.
make sure to push that out. And if you do know somebody that is, a first responder, a firefighter, him or her, I would highly encourage you just to buy it to help support them anyways. That's great things that you're doing. And I think that needs to be known, and especially in our community. So keep doing that. Keep pushing that stuff out. We're all here to help you in any way possible. So appreciate your time again. And remember, everybody, that you can make a difference in someone's life today. Have a good rest of your day. And don't forget to go subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Inside Hancock County and the Inside Hancock County podcast website. Thanks, guys, and have a phenomenal day. Thanks, Jeri.
Bye. Thank you.